I want to tell you what happened to me, a true story last night. So there I was, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, hear the baby crying. I go to the room. This is a nightly occurrence that happens every single night. So in my sleep-deprived state, I pick up the baby and I said, you know what? Usually I take him into my room, I nurse him, I'm like sort of half holding him, my arm's already killing me. I said, tonight I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna sit on the bed of my daughter and I'm gonna nurse him and then I'm gonna try to put him back, see what happens in the crib. So there I am sitting on the bed, nursing my baby. And I smell a really strange smell. Now, mind you, I'm totally sleep deprived. I'm kind of in a little bit of a hazy daisy phase. I don't know if it's real. Am I imagining it? I get up, I'm holding the baby, I walk to the window, and I'm like, well, it's really strong. No, it smells like gas. Time to wake up my husband. Go to my husband, wake him up. I'm sorry, but I think I smell gas. He comes, he's like, no, that smells like gas. We're talking about like gas, like when you light like the stove and there's no fire, like gas. We quickly go to the kitchen. There was no smell there. We went to where like our heater, gas, boiler, I don't know what you call it, bunker thingy is. No smell. We were for sure smelling it coming from outside. We went to the other bedroom of my boys and we smelled it very strong there. It's on the same side of the apartment building as the other bedroom. And like we smelled it. So I quickly Google, who do you call when you smell gas? And I called the emergency gas number. Now, mind you, it's a good thing that, like, in an emergency, you don't have to talk to emergency people because no one thinks anything's an emergency anymore, I guess, because he started asking me so many questions. I thought he was going to start asking me about Jewish geography. I had to tell him my identification number, my phone number, where, all this, obviously, where I'm living, but explain the story 3 times to him. I was finally getting so frustrated. I'm like, look, I'm talking to you, it's like already now 3:30 in the morning. You better just send a gas person over here right now. So he told me, okay, you're going to have to pay for this if it's not an emergency. I'm like, okay, whatever, just send over the gas man. Meantime, we're taking our boys out, we're putting them in our salon, and we're like waiting. And then I get another phone call from the gas company. Again, I have to explain the whole thing to them. I'm like saying, will you just send a gas technician? We're smelling gas coming from outside our building. I know that there's gas pipes there. They're like covered and I know they're there. So then another 20-25 minutes goes by. Now it's already like almost 4 o'clock in the morning, maybe even 4:30. And then this is the gas technician. And again, I have to explain the whole story again. Meantime, the whole time my baby's in my arms, I'm explaining this story. I'm like, will you just come? What kind of woman calls at 3:30 in the morning with a baby in her arms telling you that she's smelling gas and you're not here already? Finally, they come because we had heard it was almost 5 o'clock in the morning. We hear the walkie-talkies. We hear them outside. My husband's like telling him, no, it's over here. We smell the gas over here. Then, I don't exactly know what happened. I'm assuming, based on what I saw, that they called the fire police and the police department. Because soon after, now it's already like dawn-ish, the sun is sort of coming out and like people are starting to wake up a little bit. So there's like this fire truck outside our building and I didn't see them, but the policeman. And I hear a policewoman like in the walkie-talkie saying like, I feel like I'm choking from this gas. They were for sure everyone was smelling this gas. Mind you though, that everyone was asleep in my building. Everyone's asleep in the building over me, next door to me. The whole like neighborhood has been sleeping through this whole entire time. And I was thinking to myself, wow, I could be a person who maybe would complain about lack of sleep, about a baby waking up in the middle of the night, about having to get up. And look at that this baby was like the miracle baby because of that. And I could maybe complain about the fact that we leave our windows wide open even though we're so hot, but because we can't really afford the air conditioning, if we do have the air conditioning, and also we don't really want the air conditioning at nighttime, I could start this whole little complaining thing. I thought to myself, wow, all these very reasons why I might be complaining were actually really the reasons of the biggest kindness and chesed that Hashem is doing for me right now. And meanwhile, the fire people and the police people and everybody's working on this. And actually what ended up happening was there was parked right outside between my building and the next building, parking garage area, a car that runs on natural gas that had been leaking. And imagine if, God forbid, one person wakes up in the morning, lights a cigarette, throws it out there, or I don't know, someone's cooking or lights a match. I can't even imagine, God forbid, the explosion that would have happened and how much kindness Hashem saved us and we didn't even know about it. Or most people didn't even know about it because most people slept through this whole entire thing. which got me to thinking that, most of the times you're like, oh, wow, you see something and you say, wow, thank you, Hashem, you did such a kindness for me. But you don't realize that 99.99.99% of the time, which is like every single second that you're alive and breathing, there's all these immensely miraculous acts of kindness that Hashem is doing for us, and we just don't know about it. Comes this week's Parsha, and Moshe says, V'itchanen el Hashem. Moshe implores. The word V'itchanen, Rashi brings that it's a type of praying that's like saying, you know what, Hashem, I'm asking you, even though I don't deserve this, I'm asking you though, as a poor person coming to you that didn't do anything to deserve this or merit this or has nothing to give you, but please just do this for me. It was his last cry, his last pleading, his last chance. And I thought to myself, what a perfect Parshat for this incident to happen in. Because like every single thing of our lives that we taking for granted, we're not even understanding that it's all free. Every breath I take is free. I wake up in the morning and that's free. I go to sleep at night. I sleep through the night. And the very things that might be something that's causing me in that moment to feel like complaining could be actually the very same thing that's a salvation. And it says in the Midrash that Moshe Rabbeinu, if he was saying, I want to enter Eretz Yisrael, please Hashem, let me enter. And he's imploring, he's saying, I don't even deserve this, but let me enter. And it says, the Midrash says that if Moshe Rabbeinu had entered Eretz Yisrael and the Beis HaMikdash had been built, Hashem would have said, I can't, Moshe is Netzach, he's eternity. I can't destroy the Beis HaMikdash that Moshe built. I'll destroy the people. And instead, Hashem did the biggest kindest thing for us by not allowing Moshe to enter Eretz Yisrael and build the Beis HaMikdash. Because Hashem said, instead of taking it on the people, I'm going to take it on stones and bricks. Each time we see something in our lives that feels like such a struggle, or maybe just like we're complaining about it, or we don't even realize or know that maybe that very same thing is our biggest salvation, the biggest kindness, the biggest chesed that Hashem could possibly be doing for us. And more than that, how much do we take for granted with each breath we take, that we don't even realize all the miracles that are happening. The ones that we see, but for sure the ones that we don't see. Shabbat Shalom.